Right, I'm going to record a response to this because it's easier to show it visually. When students have difficulty within various of the vowels, work intensively on the vowels. And if the trouble is just the short I and short U, we might concentrate on just these and limit the choices. So put those aside and let's teach what's happening with our mouth. So your teeth are together. Your teeth make that line, and your tongue is down. So I say that this rounded portion here of the letter U is the tongue in the down position. See how it's pointing down? Your tongue is down. And I might start with having, just looking at it visually, and look at my face and notice your face. And this is one of the advantages of the virtual instruction, is that you've got a mirror built in. And if I say I, and to see the difference and feel the difference, as people have mentioned, of what's happening in their mouth. And I might say, okay, I'm going to just show you my mouth. You tell me which sound it is after I've introduced it. And let them see it, and then let them practice making the different faces at me, and I guess it. And then we connect it with the sound, so and I will ask for the sound is, if I've asked for just between those two and they're able to see the difference and produce it, then I hide it in a word. So I'll do in and and which sound did you hear? And then from 2 letters, I might go to 3 letters, a CBC. So in and un, and which was the vowel that you hear. So just looking at the vowel sounds here. And practice that a little bit, and I will do it in with the other sounds. So here, it might hide away the other vowels, just using some of the letters that the student is fairly comfortable with, and start out and say, I want to make the word thin, thin. Which vowel do I need? Thin, and let them move that one in. And good. Now, what would the word be if I change the I to a? What's my word now? And let them produce the word. So them finding the sound and producing the word are 2 separate activities that you can do with this. And additional phonemic awareness skills is always important. So, connect it with other things. So now I have fun. If I change the f to a, what would my new word be? And some students, you can just say it and they can say fun. Other students, they actually have to make it much more concrete and say fun. Okay, now I'm going to take this away. We're going to think about this for a second. If I want in, which one do I need? And let them produce this. Or if I want pun. So minimal pairs where one sound is different is really helpful for students who have difficulty with this skill, no matter what the letter is. So if you work with minimal pairs where that's the only position, only sound that changes. And so I might write myself a little note and say, these are the ones we're going to do. And I say, okay, we want to make the word, and I might build the first part and say, okay, I want the word rub. Did you see my tongue? Where was my tongue? Rub, and let them pull it and say, right? But then what would happen if I changed it to this letter and let them say rib? Okay, now I might do another one. Change it up on you. Here we go. Now I want the word mid. Mid, which one do I need? And let them pull it in. And then what would happen if I changed it to that and let them then produce the word? So working with minimal pairs is great. You just go through the alphabet, figure out some words that work where that's the only letter that's different. Make yourself a little note and just go and work on it intensely a little at the beginning when you first work on this skill. And then afterwards, maybe pull it up for 1 or 2 minutes at each session for a while, just to keep that review going. And then I often make a bingo boards, and I use Bingo Baker, and it takes me literally 90 seconds to make a board and make, do like I'm printing the board. And I can either play the board if we want to just play bingo, or if I'm already working in a jam, I just do a print screen of the board and stick it in here as an image. And these are just stickies. It takes me a minute to make these, and then we'll say, okay, we're going to just play bingo today, and the word is big. What is the vowel sound in big? And they can see your mouth, they can hear you, connect it, and they can go through and put it wherever they want until you play bingo. And it just makes it a little bit interactive and a little bit less onerous. And it takes no time at all. I make something like this all the time for all of the combinations for students, whatever the students are working with. And then I have it, and it's just a really quick review as we get going. So I hope that helps.